Tink, tink. Gather in friends. Let me tell you a wildly mysterious and vividly true story about the time I narrowly escaped the grips of a centuries-old intergalactic homosexual child predator ring while out for an evening bike ride. One thing I learned: if you're ever outside and someone parks their car and walks straight towards you, leave. Be me. It's a normal, cloudy and foggy day. But still nice weather. Checked Space Weather Live website earlier today. Solar winds and a geomagnetic storm. Very nice. Should go outside to increase my power levels. Gets off work and goes to bike in local park. In Ottawoods.jpg. Actually, it's a big state park. On my bike ride. Not many other people out today. It's cloudy and light rain. Biking. Shredding. Wheelies. Leg day. Just biked 5 miles. Tired. Exhausted. Out of breath. Stops for water break at one of the park's nice pavilions. Sitting there outside on bench and pavilion. Water, check. Phone, check. Cigarette, check. A cigarette is essential to my workout routine. Drinking my water. Water is so good. I feel refreshed from the spring of life. Cool breeze flows through my hair. Check my phone, and it's about 6 p.m. Sunset is in about 1 hour. Still barely anyone else in the park I've seen. Almost ready to continue bike ride home. This is where it got weird. Here comes the intergalactic muscular mafia-looking Spanish foreign country child predator. Me, still sitting at park bench. Car, silver sports SUV, slowly drives past on the adjacent road. Road is a loop, situated behind the park pavilion where I was sitting. Loop goes around this part of the park and multiple pavilions. The car drives by and goes noticeably slow once he passed where I was sitting. The car continues driving past. Me thinking that was one of the other hikers that walked by recently, leaving the park. 3 to 5 minutes go by. The same car loops back around. That's not paranormal. That's just a regular old faggot. They're like that. Alright, here's something interesting that happened to me 3 years ago. I don't care if you think it's fake, I just want this off my chest. Be me. Be feeling sad, so decide to go see grandma. Grandma's house is at 10-min walking distance. Head out at 8 p.m. Entrance to their house is pretty long, and I notice the lights are off. Meh, enter anyway. Go up to the front door and ring bell. Nobody's home. Feel disappointed and a little worried because they never go anywhere without letting me know. Walk out and thought of asking their neighbor if they've seen my grandparents. The neighbors know me very well, so it's okay. Walk up to neighbor's entrance. Notice their front door is open, and I see the old bastards talking to each other. Ring the bell. No answer. Ring the bell again. Again no answer. I see them still talking to each other and not getting up, so I thought the doorbell must be broken or something. I sought their name so they would notice me and open the entrance gate. No answer. I feel annoyed and angry since they are only few steps away from me and I can see them talking to each other. No way they can't see or hear me. The entrance gate is unlocked. I say, fuck it, and walk and reach their front door, which is also wide open. I knock on it feeling annoyed. They still ignore me like not even in front of them. Wave hands in between them while screaming their name. This is weird. They're not really talking to each other, but just staring at each other as if they were talking before. I feel like the time has stopped and they both are stuck in time. Like that X-Men movie when Quicksilver runs and the surrounding slows down. I freak out and get back home. Get a call from my grandpa a few hours later. Apparently they had left to go to my uncle's and are back home now. I never tell them about this incident. I moved away that year and my grandma passed away a year later, so I don't know what happens there anymore. I don't really believe in the paranormal, but I think reality glitched that evening for me. What do you think happened that evening, X? From what I've seen, yes, and I wouldn't fuck with it. Be me, in military, assigned to small security company. 2 corporals in the company, both are power-tripping assholes. I mean, these guys are real king-fucking pricks. One of them decides to target my roommate for some unknown reason. Maybe just because we're the new guys, not sure, but he fucks with my roommate to the point where he's livid, pacing our room. Anon, I'm gonna take care of that motherfucker. What are you gonna do, man? If you kick his ass, they're gonna throw you in the brig and take your pay. We're already on slave wages. I'm gonna curse him. Gonna ruin his life. Really? How are you gonna do that? You'll see. A few days later he somehow snuck off base and went into town to buy a single candle. Comes back to our room one day after lunch and says it's time. Pulls a small personal artifact from his pocket that he lifted from the guard shack, says it belongs to the corporal. Sorry, can't remember what it was. Pulls out a piece of notebook paper and writes some shit on it. Puts the candle in the middle of the paper, lights the candle. Burns the artifact in the flame while reciting some strange words. Sets the burning item in a glass ashtray next to the candle. Blows out the candle. There. It's done. Suo. What happens now, you'll see. About a week later my roommate comes back again after lunch. Hey Anon, you hear what happened to Corporal Fuckface? No, what's going on? The corporal's wife left him, and he got into some kind of major trouble with the command at the same time. It was so bad they kicked him out immediately. No one ever told us what he did. He was just gone. Roommate smiles at me. I told you I'd take care of him. Make mental note to always be on my roomie's good side. Been having strange deja vu for the past 6 years. They all follow a really consistent formula, be me. Doing mundane task. Sudden sense of dread. Look around and the place feels like I've seen it before. Like I've seen the same situation, down to every detail within and including my field of view and sometimes, what I can hear too. Suddenly remember I saw it in a dream. Remember in dream something bad happens. Dread mounts, look around, sometimes this part is included in my memory of the dream too. Nothing happens. Dread disappears minutes later. I'll tell about what happened yesterday so it's clearer, be me. In person at class wrapping up. Question about bookstore appointments nagging at me, since I need to pick up lab materials via appointment there. Decide I should ask my teacher about it. As soon as I decide to in my head, sudden feeling of dread overcomes me. Wait, I know this place. Get image in my head my brain tells me was a dream. I ask the question in that instant, teacher offers to take me there to get me the materials. We leave out of the classroom door on my left. She, the teacher, ends up leading me down one of the hallways, but it's a dead end. Image goes black, but something horrible happens. The word my brain comes up with is rape. Back to reality. Decide not to ask my question. Dread subsides after a minute. Realize I'm a massive pussy and ask my question. Teacher doesn't know how bookstore appointments work. Oh. Engage in small talk before leaving, though I take the door on my right just in case. I've never been to that classroom before nor any other like it, though I have been on that campus before, so it couldn't be me conjuring from past experiences. Because of how the dreams work, I cannot remember them until the event occurs. I can't claim to be a prophet, so there's no motivation for personal gain. Is there any rational psychological explanation for why this occurs? I have other dreams if anyone wants. I have, funny story, but I actually might have been raised by one actually. Here's a king green text about it. You can say fake and gay but hey, weird shit happens. Be me. 5 years old, from Roman Catholic family, but not baptized at all. Live in grandparents' house. Grandparents have a fig tree. My grandma being a staunch Catholic bugs my mom to baptize me. She said that the elves lived on the fig tree and would lead me astray. Mom, typical Gen XR, decides to ignore her and keep playing Madonna on repeat. One day suddenly I stopped talking. Turned bad, had severe temper tantrums and started harming myself. Don't remember much, but my parents swore I was possessed. Suddenly I supposedly started hanging out by the fig tree. Starts talking to it. Apparently an elf lives there, and he came over to help me go through whatever was happening to me. Even draw a picture of him and have an entire background story on who he was. Had a family and everything. Apparently it's hierarchy of beings. Told my family that my soul was special and that he was appointed by the great ones to tame my true self. That I was a demon Nephilim turned good and given another chance to balance the universe. I'm fucking 5. My mom thinks I'm reading shit and my grandma freaks out. They cut the fig tree. I start crying telling them they closed the portal for the elf. Stop eating. Grandma brings numb. Suddenly have meetings with Jesuits and this pleasant nun. Tree starts growing again year later. Grandma baptized me and then suddenly I'm normal. Never thought of it or have any recollection of anything before my baptism. Decades later and I'm here, occasionally browsing through here because sometimes I find hidden gems and good discussions from topics I've now become an expert on against my own will. Don't fuck with the elves, magic and low frequency beings. That shit is as real as it gets. M. Been a studier of the occult, religion, psychology and philosophy since childhood due to lots of weird paranormal shit in my life. Be 22 finally do hallucinogens after always wanting to do to the above. Best experience of my life, see an Andy Lucifer of sort come out of the ceiling in an array of golden white light spiraling infinitely jesting to me as God jested to Adam in the famous painting. Feel a full body orgasm sensation that lasts an eternity. WTF was that, WTF was that, WTF was that. Years later, no answers. Be 26. Start experimenting with acid again, getting to know this deity, but not know this deity better as it didn't speak, it only showed and guided. Be 27. Depressed as all hell, going through kratom withdrawals, say fuck it, maybe if I do a fuck ton of acid all these withdrawals will just hit me at once and I can be free of this hell. Take 10 tabs. These 10 tabs hit me like a 12 hours lucid DMT trip. I've done 20 tabs and this was something else. Trip starts, reality starts to break. Oh fuck, what did I do? Rush to computer to hold on to consciousness so I'm not lost in a wave of unknowing. Look into porn thinking it will be the best way to grasp my attention, holding me into reality. Have a really weird fap sesh. Coom so hard it folds in on itself infinitely and my brain feels and sounds like a computer algorithm imploding. https://yahoo.b/giaj9ww10fq?t=169. This hits reality hard. Feel death and imminent. Get impatient, basically go. If ya were going to take me now or else let's move. Mystical shit I can't recall happens. Decide to watch the tablets of Thoth to hone in on this moment so I can fully decipher them. And that's when it all began and I became initiated into the mysteries by this deity or one working in line with it. Something to do with the Council of Nine's approval or at least watch. It's been a process of unfolding, more trips and synchronicity ever since. I've always had my suspicions. The thought of having an 8-dimensional Coomer fucking obsessed with my endeavors brings a sense of heh, so I do my best to do things that will end up making my life an A-grade work of art to the point that my Truman-esque existence makes astral entities think it's a fucking masterpiece. The episodes have gotten a bit meta recently with the Anon becomes a magician after several LARPs arc, so I don't know how they'll take it. Be me, yesterday. Go to sleep. Have weird flashy dreams. Suddenly in a space where I can tell it's still the dream world, but more adjacent to my material world, it feels like something else is going on. There are lots of doors. Open one of them. Sure enough, there is a fucking cinema screen, and it's playing my show. Get to see the edits, and they're pretty fucking funny. A scene cuts from me hanging out with an ex to what I was thinking then, and they're in. Sure enough, my thoughts are depicted as semi-realistic cartoons. This goes on longer than I expected. The episode ends on a bittersweet note. The ending credits have me in the background playing my most recent life achievements per season. Next episode starts. MFW. The opening is fucking anime style. MFW https://www.youtube.com/watch?b=0rvqj8pgtxa is the opening theme. MFW. It's fucking fire. Get pulled back by an unknown force. Door closes. Hear a voice. There you go. Make it good for us, bud. Instantly wake up. Life's good. I love my audience. We'll probably have a question panel when I die. You're all invited. Buy my merch or don't, I don't care. Be me, asleep. In dreamland, just chilling when a fox trots up to me. Hops onto my lap. He's pretty friendly, almost dog-like. Pet the fox. It's playfully nip in at my hand. Cute as hell. Rub his belly. Fox turns into femboy kitsune, but since I'm in dreamland I think it's the most natural thing in the world. Still stoking his tummy. He's making all sorts of lewd noises. Notice his bulge. Stroke his dick. He's squirming a bit, but definitely into it. He cooms all over his stomach. Lay him on his back. His tails are swishing, and he's blushing furiously. Wake up right before I fuck him, sporting a painfully erect boner, straining against my underwear. I consider myself straight, but that was pretty hot. Don't want to make a thread for it, so I'll post it here. Be me. Right now. Canada, kind of a rural area, but a literal 10-minute walk to bumfuck nowhere if you head north or east. It's Halloween, so I've been reading spooky stories, as one does. Reading about the spooky forest boys who the natives say not to talk about. Think they are neat. Think I'd like to get back into camping, Bring my out-to-doorsy cousins and a couple buds, try catch one of these fuckers on film. Maybe help one catch a 7.62x54 in the head. You know, just white boy things. Not actually seriously planning to go in the woods, just more of a this would be cool thought. Mother starts bitching frantically about smelling rotten flesh. Pass it off to her being real racist towards the neighbors cooking. Last night. Start smelling copper from my window. Hear scratching at the back gate. Neighbor's dog was yapping frantically, before yelping and then dead silence, not even the crickets, haven't seen nor heard the fucker. Yet today. That was just a stinky coyote, right? Right?